New surveillance video shows a Nashville police officer shooting and killing a black man as he is running away. The video's release comes a day before the 4-year anniversary of Michael Brown's death, which sparked outrage all around the nation.
Shooting took place on July 26, 2018. In the video, you can see the officer drives into a residence. He then jumps out of his vehicle and takes chase, running behind handbrake for about 15 seconds before coming to a complete stop. The officer then fires his weapon and handbrake hits the ground shortly after.
Over here. Show me your hands! Gun! 5-7 shots fired, subject down. Stand by on that. He's still down, he's not moving. We can't see the gun.
What do you have on it? Like this, something in his hands. It looked like a gun from our perspective.
The NFL players are at it again, taking a knee when they should be standing proudly for the national anthem. Numerous players from different teams wanted to show their outrage at something that most of them are unable to define. They make a fortune doing what they love. Be happy, be cool. A football game that fans are paying so much money to watch and enjoy is no place to protest. Most of that money goes to the players anyway. Find another way to protest. Stand proudly for your national anthem or be suspended without
the new protests overnight over the national anthem. NFL players taking the field during preseason games, and some of them taking a knee or raising a fist as the music began. ABC's Paula Ferris is here with more. Good morning,
Good
Paula.
morning to you, Michael. Good morning, everyone.
In Miami, Kenny Stills taking a knee, while defensive safety Robert Quinn, you can see him raising his fist in the air. Philadelphia Eagles safety Malcolm Jenkins also raising a fist during the anthem. The NFL said on Thursday it will not discipline players for any protests during the national anthem while it attempts to reach a resolution with the NFL Players Association over its anthem policy, which they're working on right now. But the league reiterated that for now, players and personnel on the field are expected to stand during the presentation of the flag and performance of the anthem. Personnel who do not wish to do so can choose to remain in the locker room.
We're so lucky that our newest team member, Brandon London, is a former player of the NFL. So let's go right to Brandon.
And
Brandon,
Super Bowl champ.
Super Bowl champ.
Yeah, B. London.
Brandon, you saw in President Trump's tweet, he put outrage in quotes. He also said that he doesn't think the players even know why they're protesting. So as a former player yourself who knows a lot of these players, do they know why they're protesting? Can you speak to that?
Exactly. Yes, I do. And I've texted some guys. I even DM'd some guys this morning. And Mr. President, I know you're trying to flip the narrative and try and make it about the anthem, trying to make it about the flag. But you have to understand the NFL, sports, is something that a lot of guys, especially black men, have used to get out of their situations, to make their lives better, to make their families' lives better, to make their communities' lives better. And because Colin Kaepernick did what he did and brought the awareness and has sacrificed his career, Eric Reed has sacrificed his career for the overall awareness, and they have people talking about it. They've done their job. Now it's up to the NFL guys to do the act, to start bringing light to the active part. Guys like Malcolm Jenkins, everyone's like, oh, he's sitting there, he's raising his fist in the air. Malcolm Jenkins sends kids to school. He spent over $100,000 in scholarships. Guys like Kenny Stills from the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Herald has called him the Miami Dolphins' most socially active member. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the kneel. We're talking about, oh, the NFL needs to put something in a policy in place. It's not fair. The narrative, to flip the narrative, is not fair. But to my NFL brothers, because it's a fraternity, once you're in the NFL, you're always in the NFL. To my NFL brothers, it's time to start bringing more light, shining more light to the activities that you're doing in our communities for this social injustice.
Are we done talking about this, or are we going to talk about stupid Casey Affleck? Are we ready to have a serious conversation? Are we going to give this conversation the breadth and the time it deserves, or are we going to talk about the next James Bond? What do you guys want to do here?
What do you want to
I want to continue this conversation because I love what Brandon said, but I also feel it makes me sad that we have to sit there and Brandon has to justify who he is in this country. Yep. He has to have a picture of his grandfather serving. He has to have a picture. Do people understand that, like, the Tuskegee experiments where they injected black men with syphilis was going on into the early 70s? Like, Sam Jackson was alive. You look at pictures of, like, his grandfather, and it looks black and white, like that looks like it was 120 years ago. That's happening now. The people that came home from Vietnam were treated like trash, black and white. We sit here, if you want to get into the vet stuff, because that's what they do. They change the narrative. They change the black men being shot by cops, and they want to talk about vets because because everybody likes vets. So let's have a conversation about vets. We don't do anything for our vets. Our vets come back. There is nothing set up. The mental health situation is so lacking that most of them don't even seek mental health. And because of that, they're laying on the GD street right outside of this place. We step over them on our way to a nice restaurant, and then we go and give them lip service while we get hammered in the backyard watching a football game talking about God bless America. No, very few people in this country do anything for our vets. You guys let them come here. They have PTSD. They're 19 years old. They've seen their friends' heads blown off, and we sit here and we clap and we get mad at Malcolm Jenkins. So if you want to do something for our vets, all our viewers that are about to write some nonsense, then let's go. Let me see. Start sending me stuff about what you really did for our vets. I'm not talking about going over there and me going over there telling jokes, Bo going over singing a couple songs. I'm talking about really doing something. I'm talking about volunteering your time, volunteering your Saturdays, volunteering going to get these people off of the streets because you step over them every day. So stop with this vet stuff because you really don't care. Our president dodged the draft 5 times. He insulted John McCain. Your John McCain called him, said he's not a war hero because he got caught. And you guys sit here and let that ride? All you conservatives, y'all let that ride? Come on. Do we need to get into Tammy Duckworth, who's in our Congress, has her legs blown off after she's a real vet? Do we ever talk about her? No.
Who are these homeless vets? I'm a vet. How did it get so bad? Here are some of the facts. Homeless veterans are younger on average than the total veteran population. Approximately 9% are between the ages of 18 and 30, and 41% are between the ages of 31 and 50. Indeed, the issue of veteran homelessness is becoming increasingly important. No one who has served our country should ever go without a safe, stable place to call home.
Hearing from you is believe me, Al, all the pain. We heard the pain in Brandon London's voice when he spoke about being a former NFL player, but also being a black man, also being a son of a veteran.
My dad's a veteran. My grandfather's a veteran.
I know. So how as a country can all of us come together? How as a country can we be less divisive? How as a country can we not see it so in black and white, no pun intended, being like, okay, so these people, these players who are doing it because they're black men in a country that isn't treating them equally, how do we make them feel equal and not penalize them for taking a knee, especially ones like, can we go back to Brandon London? Brandon London, who is supportive of the military, who is supportive of police officers, and who is also supportive of his NFL brothers for taking a knee.
We're here today because for far too long, we've allowed this nation's leaders to unjustly serve immigrants, people of color, LGBTQ community for the sake of their own benefits. We have to continue fighting to revive the promise of this country and demand an end to this preventable bloodshed.
War is one of the greatest creators of poverty. It is immoral to profit off of war. It is the Poor People's Campaign for National Call for War Revival. That is exactly what must happen to turn the country around and in and about face.
Well, I have a solution, Sam. For the NFL, for everybody out there, to the media, don't show the players doing the anthem. Since everyone wants to be a patriot, show the fans. Go ahead, take a pan of the fans in the stands with their hands over their heart. Let's show the fans, not the athletes, because you don't come to watch us stand there for the anthem. You come to watch us play.
Hello, I'm Sergeant Major of the Army, Dan Daly. One of the greatest threats to our force is post-traumatic stress, depression, and other behavioral health-related concerns. Army research shows that approximately 15% of operational Iraqi freedom veterans experience post-traumatic stress. Another 10 to 15% will experience some type of behavioral health problem. This is not something we can change, but it is something we can treat. I'm here today to urge everyone to break the silence and promote dialogue within your formations at home and in your communities. Seek help and take the first step in recovery and overall resiliency. If you think you need help, get it. If you know someone who needs help, reach out. Anonymous screening is available for soldiers, families, and government civilians 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and great resources can be found at www.militaryOneSource.mil.